Good afternoon, LendIt Fintech community. I'm Joy Schwartz, president of LendIt Fintech, and I'm thrilled to be here this afternoon with Christian Real, co-founder and CEO of Chita. Chita is a fintech online invoice factoring company based out of Chile with big ambitions to bring invoice factoring all across the region. And Christian, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, Joey. Thank you for the invitation.
So I'm really excited just to have this opportunity to get to know you a little bit better in the lead up to our LendIt Fintech LatAm event. I know you're going to be joining us in Miami, really in less than 2 weeks now on December 7th and 8th. And this is just a good opportunity to get a sneak peek, learn more about you and Chita and what brings you to Miami. So if you could kick us off, I know you are pretty much what I would consider a serial entrepreneur at this point. Tell me a little bit about how you first entered the fintech industry and what inspired you to create Chita.
Yeah, sure. Well, maybe serial. I love business since I'm very little, but I have two companies. Basically, one of them is an e-commerce company that I started 10 years ago. It's called Couponatic.com. We were the competitor of Groupon that went out of business this year because of COVID, and so it's been quite a trip. You know, we founded it in Chile, and we raised money, and we opened operations in Peru, Colombia, Mexico, and we finally survived all these waves. But yes, as an entrepreneur, I was a little bit surprised about how in e-commerce everybody was losing money and raising a lot of money and pumping valuations. So I started looking for other opportunities for another startup, and fintech I think was the good one, because the good way to go, because banks have been very profitable, at least in South America, for many years. And so I started looking for businesses in fintech and landed on lending, because I work in the bank and I knew that lending was the core, you know. And so I was figuring out how to enter in the lending space in 2016.
And tell me, how did you make that entrance? So you founded Chita in 2016, and you know, was this something that you did on your own? Did you have any partners?
Yes, I'm still the CEO of my e-commerce company. The way to go was, first of all, to find a partner, because to be in the lending vertical, there was an issue of debt. You know, it was not just about raising money. You need to be able to fund and to get debt, so to finance all these invoices. So we partnered up with a financial institution, one of the biggest in Chile, that knew how to do invoice trading for many years. They were the first one in Chile. And we were kind of a corporate venture capital experiment they did, and it was a spin-off. We were completely independent, but we could learn everything we wanted from the business, and have this funding, which was the key, not to be a marketplace that is just a little part of the value chain. So we were able to do the whole value chain since the beginning. You know, like, we had the funding, we got the clients, we created a risk model, but for us, not for other people to take the risk. We took that risk, and we operate everything, and we collect everything, and that's the way we built the company for the last 5 years. And so that's a little bit the story of Chita.
Mm-hmm. And how, just to put it in perspective, so founded in 2016, so to date, then I guess how many employees do you have now, and I guess and how many invoices have you factored?
Yes, well, we started. We almost got bankrupt on the first year, because to build a risk model for SMEs, there is not much. The SMEs are very underserved in Latin America, and really, like, for example, only Chile is the most developed country in South America, and only 5% of them use invoice trading as a financial product, and which is crazy because this is probably the only credit they can get, most of them. So they are completely underserved because of many reasons. Basically, banks have too high cost, and they are afraid of the risk, whatever. But so at the beginning, we were few people. My brother, which is one of the co-founders, he built the whole platform because he has an IT background, and he built all this risk model and everything. So we were very few people at the beginning, but once we cracked it and we were able to assess that risk correctly, and we started to grow pretty quickly, and now we are 30 people, in 30 people in Chile. Okay, and we have I think we are the fintech that has financed more companies in Chile. More than 4,000 SMEs have been with us through more than 100,000 invoices that we finance that represent more than $200 million. I mean,
wow.
Here most of people look at the volume, at the $1 million, but which is very attractive here is that compared to other credits to bigger companies that you can lend, we did it once, but when you lend $10 million, your margin is very, very thin. So you get 0.1, 0.2% per month. In these kind of clients we serve, I mean, since the tickets are much lower, less than $1,000, you are giving a service to them. You know, it's like you're able to give the money very quick, and so your value added is much more, and your margin is much great, and that's what it's very, very interesting.
So putting this into perspective, again, you know, our viewers and our community is international and represents, you know, all of Latin America as well when we're taking a look at, you know, the region in particular. Maybe you can provide a little bit more background as to, you know, what is it like to be a small business in Chile trying to seek financing? Like, what's available to you? What is that process like? It sounds like Chita has really made a name for itself. So I think a lot has to do with, what your competition is.
Yes. Yeah, I know it's crazy, but well, as I said, Chile is the most developed country in Latin America. It has a GDP of around $24,000 per capita so it's quite developed, and so still it's impressive that they said only 5% of SMEs has access to this financial product, which is, as I said, the more reasonable one they can reach. Saying that in the rest of Latin America is even worse, you know. So as I said, these SMEs are completely underserved, and the reasons, I think, is that for banks and for financial institutions, the risk is too high, and the cost of serving them is not it's higher than what they get from them. So technology here plays a key role because you're able to include all these SMEs at a very lower cost, and you're able to give them a very good service because you have if you build an online platform with a great UX, they get much better service than in most of these offline institutions where they get a no or something like this. So that's a little bit of the picture in Latin America, and I really believe we are on the lending SME vertical. It's really a huge opportunity.
And one thing, you and I had the opportunity to catch up prior to this live session, and one thing that you pointed out to me, which I think is important to note, is at least my experience with invoice factoring companies across the U.S. There's various different business models, and you made a point to make it clear to me that you're not a marketplace, you don't believe in marketplaces. So tell me a little bit more about Chita's secret sauce.
Yeah, as I said, well, we describe ourselves as a full stack lending fintech, because most of fintechs took the marketplace way because as I said, it's very difficult to get debt at the beginning. I mean, all startups start losing money, and nobody is gonna lend money to a company that lose money. So, and that does not have a robust equity. So we were able to build that track record, and we bet for that model, and we did this spin-off at the beginning. Now, after 5 years, we bought our partner's part, and we own the whole company with a couple of investors. But we now we have the control of the company. But it's very hard to start. But I really believe what's the issue, and the secret sauce is that it's like when you invest in something. I mean, once someone recommends you to invest in someone, I mean, I'm pretty scared, because why this guy is not rich? It's like, why is he recommending the others to? So for risk assessment, for me is the same. I mean, I do not recommend anybody to take risks. I assess the risks because this is the real value is on assessing and walking the talk. It's like, if you are really good for assessing risk, then take it, because the market will give you a premium for that. And that's the core of the financial business. It's like being able to assess the risk. So the value chain, it's getting the funding, which is part of when a marketplace do not do that, they get crowdfunding. And the marketplace, the only thing they get the clients. They put an investor with a client together, and they do the origination or the distribution, if you want. So this in the value chain represents less than 50% of the value. The core is assessing the risk and taking the risk, and then you get the operation that most of the marketplace also outsource. But so when you do everything like a bank, the whole value chain, you get a lot more. So you are adding a lot more value than just a marketplace. And marketplaces are fine, but you need huge volumes to get really to the point where you're making money. So no, we took the traditional approach, and it's hard to start, but we believe in these balance sheet lenders that have the assets on their balance sheets.
Yeah. Got to have some skin in the game.
Exactly.
So I think this is a good segue. You've been telling me a little bit earlier today about how you feel like you've proven the Chita model, and it's now ready to serve small businesses across Latin America. What is your plan, to help bring, invoice financing across Latin America?
Mm-hmm. As I said, I have the chance to build this e-commerce company in Latin America, and I was younger than today. And so I was able to travel 35 weeks a year to every country that I wanted to be in on the operations all the time, to Colombia, Peru, and Mexico particularly. And so I was tempted to do the same. It's like, Chile is working in Chile, why not do the same and build operations in these countries in Latin America? But I see a huge opportunity, because the technology disruptions are like waves. And so when you're able to anticipate the wave, you can. I see a lot of people that now fintech in LatAm is very, very hot. I mean, you see the valuations, and everybody is raising money. Valuations that I had never seen when I was 10 years ago an entrepreneur. A valuation of $10 million was, wow, incredible in Chile. And today you see valuations of $300 million, a corner shop exit for more than $1 billion with Uber. And so you see everything. And so everything is so hot that I'm thinking that the best way, and I learned it also with the financial institution that we did the spin-off with, is that the financial market is so big in Chile that they, for example, they never went out of Chile. And I really believe we can make very good money in Chile, and focus is very important. And so, but I also think there's a huge opportunity to help others to jump on this wave, of this fintech wave. And so I think what we want to do is to expand through Latin America through a franchise model that we can give other partners, entrepreneurs, family offices, angel investors that want to build by themselves a fintech company, an SME lending fintech company in any of Latin America countries, and we can help them a lot, with the platform, with the know-how, with some services we can operate at the beginning for them, and many things. So we built this model. We already signed the first franchise. We had this idea like 2 months ago, and we already closed the first one. And so yes, we're looking forward to go to Miami and look for those partners or in the LendIt.
And where is the first franchise outside of kind of your ownership?
In Peru. We already, yes, because Peru, it's very close to Chile. It's very similar to Chile. And it's a very stable country, and it do very well. And even if you only need electronic invoices to do this business, there are always a lot of differences in each country, regulation. And Peru is really the most similar country to Chile. So we're going to start with Chile, but we really want to open as many countries as possible in 2022, and we would like to head to one market in Europe in 2023. Okay, and do the same strategy afterwards. But focus on one market per region where you do the real business, and then invite others to do the same in the region. Okay, that's our strategy.
Fascinating. Well, I really feel honored that you've chosen our upcoming event, LendIt Fintech LatAm, happening very soon, in less than 2 weeks, on December 7th and 8th, to start networking and building relationships to meet the partners, as you said, what the family offices, the entrepreneurs, the angel investors, to make this dream a reality.
Yes, I'm looking forward for that. We had a virtual booth because we had a booth, and so yes, I went to LendIt I think 2 years ago before COVID, and I really appreciate it. So I'm happy to be back again in
Awesome.
Miami.
And I think, Christian, the first time I actually met you was, I think, over 2 years ago, when my colleague, LendIt CEO Bo, and I were in Santiago. Do you remember?
Yes. You invited us to the Ritz-Carlton and for land with the Fintech Association. I was a board member until 2 weeks ago that I finished my period. But yes, I remember.
Yeah, we had. It was nice. I hope that we can return to more of those. This will be our return to in-person events, but we can hit the road again and do more of our CEO roundtables, which was a lot of fun. And it was a pleasure to get to see you in person in Santiago, and very soon I'll get to see you in person again in Miami. Well, we're about hitting the end of our time together, but it's been really fascinating to learn more about small business lending, invoice lending in Chile, and to hear your story as an entrepreneur. And I can't wait to see you in Miami. So I will see you soon.
Thank you very much, Joy, and congratulations for LendIt Fintech. That it's really, I think, I've seen a lot of more people is coming. It's like I talk about it too. Since you came to Chile, the number of fintech companies has exploded, and I think it's really a great opportunity today that fintech is so hot in LatAm.
Yeah. We'll see you soon. And just for those of you that are unaware, our networking platform for the LendIt Fintech LatAm event is opening on Tuesday. So as of Tuesday, you'll be able to log on and start scheduling meetings with Christian, as well as our many other wonderful attendees, speakers, and sponsors. So thank you, Christian, and see you soon.
Excellent. Thank you. Bye-bye.